Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for Game 3 between our blue Protoss player, FnaticNenD, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Entombed Valley, and his nemesis, the red Terran, MarineKingPrime. It is cross-spawn for these two players on Entombed Valley. And let's see what happens here. I believe FnaticNenD might have picked this map choice. It does give him 3 bases here, which Protoss do love to have in a TVP or a PVT. So he's going to have those. He's also going to be a good distance from his opponent to negate that early and mid-game pressure so often used by Terrans to defeat Protoss players. But Marine King, one of the strongest Terrans out there, is not afraid of a macro battle. This is Game 3. It's from the NVIDIA Gigabyte Invitational. I have one more game after this to cast between these two. If you haven't seen the first two, definitely go check them out. And it looks like NightEnd is checking with the one of the tourney admins who is in the game just to check that it is only cross spawn on this version of the map they're using. So they know where they are, they know how far away they are from each other, and Marine King gonna go gas first. Let's see what he wants to do with this. Will it be Banshees? Could it be a Blue Flame Hellion play? Or even Mech? Yes, I have seen gas first into Thors in TVP before, so who knows? All bets are off right now. Could even just be for a fast upgrade to get a quick stim out of this barracks. I've seen gas first for that as well. It used to be that gas first meant Banshees, and then it meant Banshees or Blue Flame Hellions. There's just so many different uses for it now. And they have to wait and see. NightEnd actually not going to go Nexus first here. I'm not sure if he's just playing the metagame, worried that his Marine King will think that he's going to go Nexus first and then counter with some kind of early pressure, and so NightEnd's going to opt instead to go for his core first to get Warp Gate out on time. Looks like there is the factory right away. That's what that early gas does for Marine King. He's able to drop the factory as soon as that barracks finishes building. One Marine coming out now. And what will we see to follow up? This a little bit of a depot wall. And is that a reactor? It is a reactor. Is this going to be a 1-1-1 from Marine King? Or is he going reaction Hellion here? We'll have to wait and see what he wants to do if he goes forward to 1-1-1 with the starport. And just is using that reaction for additional Marine production. Or he's going to try something fancy with Blue Flame Hellions just to throw his opponent off. Mech, can you work in a TVP? It's not often seen, but it looks like that factory actually is floating over. Good timing here. Yep, it is going to be a reactored Hellion. Starport coming out now, and we could see some kind of a Hellion drop without Blue Flame here. Barracks going to fly over and land, possibly throw down a tech lab for some upgrades. Nope. Nope. Marine King gonna lift it again. Not happy with that placement as a Nexus goes down for NightEnd here. Taking the second geyser in his main. And if we check his vision. Well, besides attacking the Marine with the Zealot, he does see the ramp. And he saw the gas, so he did have the chance to see that it was a gassed first play from his opponent. Here comes that medevac. Hellions are out. That will reveal the tech choice of Marine King. And now NightEnd does have an idea of what he's up against. And wow, those Hellions are loud, I tell you, man. They are burning my ears. Alright, the Stalker out here. Hellions, of course, not as good against Stalkers, but Marine King going to be able to get a good scout off. Sees the Nexus into the main here. And sees all 3 gateways. Plus, going to get a couple probe kills here. Alright, they are going to be surrounded. One does go down. The second one here has 5 kills right now. Wow. And how many more will it get? Can he get another one? One more. Will it get out alive? No. Alright, so the Hellions do fall. Here comes that medevac with 2 more Hellions. Checking out the workers killed count. 7 right now for Marine King, taking an economic lead of 4 harvesters. And this can definitely catch your opponent off guard in a TVP. He's not expecting those Hellions like that. Just run right past the Stalkers and go right for the mineral line. Still, NightEnd's got his expansion up. His Nexus has finished. He's going to be able to get 2 probes out at once, while Marine King is just now building that command center. There we go. Double Marine production, a tech lab, and a reactor here. So See how Marine King continues. He is dropping into the main here. 3 Hellions into the mineral line. Do some damage, one-shotting. Oh, these probes are actually already a little injured. They're going down. Usually 2 of these Hellions. One falls. The medevac being shot at now. Great placement from Marine King here. He's got another one in the mineral line at the natural. Doesn't have any kills. Looks like, okay, Marine King gonna lose all of his Hellions. Checking out that worker's kill count though, he is up to 18. And that gives him a 10 harvester advantage right now. The loss count also failing him by about 150. So that's going to get him back into the game. You know, having the later expansion, NVIDIA did have the worker advantage, but unable to retain it here to the Hellion drops. The Hellion run by and then the Hellion drop. Siege tank coming out now. And what will we see from Marine King? Interesting style. Actually going into 3 racks with tank play here for the one factory. And this looks more like a Zerg build, I tell you, than a Protoss build. I wonder if Marine King is just, well, up, you know, by a couple games and thinking, let's just, you know, play something I wouldn't normally do against a Protoss player, and he's going to try some Zerg. Maybe he's up against the Zerg next in the tournament, I don't know. Did not watch the NVIDIA Gigabyte Invitational. He's going to throw down 2 tech labs and a reactor. Now that is a little bit more in line with what you'd expect in a TVP, but we'll see. If he chooses, if Marine King chooses to stick with Marine Tank, he does have a 3rd tank. And I've certainly seen Terran players do this before, now that I think about it. You get 3 tanks out, and then you switch the factory off. And you throw up a barracks here. And the idea is you get the tanks out, you have siege mode, actually no siege mode research for Marine King, but you use the tanks for defense against any kind of a Protoss 2-base all-in. Because you'll get siege mode out before they hit it. And it can definitely help hold off a lot of gateway pressures. Of course, now we do have an Immortal on the way. One already finished for Night End. Those Immortals are super badass against tanks. And an Observer here for Night End. Gonna scout the entire composition. No upgrades yet to speak of. Combat Shield's about halfway done for Marine King. Looks like Zealot Legs coming and a Templar Archive. So to be a Templar tech choice out of our Protoss player, who is actually should be back in the lead harvester-wise. Yep, up by 1 right now. Count for the mules, he's still down a little bit, but he's climbing back in. He's down by 22 supply. Ooh. That's the problem playing somebody of Marine King's caliber. You can just chrono those probes out, but Marine King is good enough that he's not going to miss a beat with his SCVs. And once he killed 18 probes, well, that's going to put him ahead. And it's going to transfer from the probe SCV differential into his supply differential here, where he's up by about 24 supply right now. An Archon coming, actually, so I'm not sure. I did not see what was warped in. Most likely it was DTs for that. Wait, no, there's no Dark Shrine, so it had to be High Templar used to make that Archon a force field. Going down a little early here. And no siege mode, though. I'm not sure if Night End realizes that he's not up against siege mode yet. It has not finished. He had a little bit of a window here before siege mode, but it's about to finish. Tanks onto the high ground. Not a great position, but we'll see that siege mode finish shortly. Marines pushing in, and Marine King going to be able to do some damage here. A warp in. Can Night End hold? He's engaging now before the siege. There we go, able to get in there, cleaning up a lot of the Marines. Then the tanks are going to go down. Looks like the medevacs will as well. A nice hold from Night End. I'm not sure if I agree with Marine King here on his composition or his timing. We check out that loss count, and now it's about even. With this engagement here, Night End certainly back into it. Nice feedback there. Unable to destroy the medevac, but doing quite a bit of damage to it. And now it's still a lead for Marine King in the income and the supply. But his army is in trouble. He's got to fall back here to his ramp. And no tanks here sieged, actually. Could be a bit worrisome for Marine King. Looks like Night End will fall back. Let's see if he goes for a 3rd or if he just chooses to build up his army and push in. He's going to check the 3rd of Marine King, actually. And this could be a problem if he gets trapped here. But no, Marine King content to siege up at the top of his ramp with 3 tanks. And now a proxy pylon going down. Marine King going to take the lead in upgrades. +1 weapons are here we go. Marines doing some damage, getting the Observer. And now Night End has to fall back. Just unable to engage in this position with these tanks on the high ground. Now Marine King throwing down another factory here. He's going to stick with Marine Tank as he takes out these rocks and likely go for his third. NVIDIA also looking possibly has to grab a third with this probe here. He is sitting on about, let's see, 6 gateways in the main plus the robo. He'll get that third up. He is behind on upgrades though, as +1 armor about halfway done for Marine King. Taking out the pylon here at the third. And he's going to oh, nope, his Marines are out of position as NVIDIA comes in from the back, getting 2 of the tanks. The third one going to go down as well. And Marine King out of position there for that engagement. Storm's going down on the Marines. SCVs are pulled, but I think NVIDIA has won it with that engagement coming up the ramp. Caught Marine King off guard as he was trying to set up a third. Now Marine King out of an army, 1 tank here on the high ground. Will it be enough to hold? It doesn't look like it. The wall does go up, but that depot is going to fall so fast. And this 1 tank is in trouble. SCVs are pulled. There's just not enough for Marine King. 7 Marines on the way. They're not going to finish fast enough to save the day. Huge lead for NVIDIA, able to take it with a convincing win in that engagement there. Catching Marine King out of position. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you do it. That's how you beat a king. You got to get him out of position like that. Marine King going to GG. And that'll take us on to Game 4, guys. It's Captain America signing off. Thanks for tuning in and keep crafting.